Despite being a 32.5-point underdog going in, it was clear in the early going that the Cougars were going to make things tough on third-ranked Oregon. And after losing 2 starters, the Ducks can use all the time they can get to prepare for the October 21st date with UCLA. With more from Pullman, here's Dirk Weishar.
Well, it wasn't pretty for third-ranked Oregon with 9 penalties for 80 yards and 3 turnovers, but the Ducks will leave Pullman with a 43-23 victory over Washington State and head into a much-needed bye week, especially with injuries to Darren Thomas's throwing shoulder and Kenyon Barner, who was knocked out of action in the first quarter.
For him to be down as long as he was, not moving, it's a really scary situation. You never like to see it, but hopefully he's recovering. What I've heard is he's doing all right. He's going to stay tonight, but he's doing good so far.
I was all right. I just maybe tweaked my shoulder a little bit, but I'll be ready for next game. Just precautionary reasons why I didn't play in this game.
We didn't play overly clean. We didn't play overly hard, and they did. They played really hard. And our guys just need to know that we're the hunted, sort of, and that's got to change our mentality, because it certainly changes their mentality.
And the next hunter will be UCLA after the bye week, a week from this Thursday. Said every player in the locker room after the victory, UCLA is who we're focused on, not the BCS, not the rankings, despite the fact that #1 Alabama lost to South Carolina. Reporting from Pullman, Washington, I'm Dirk Weishar for Inside the Pac.
Well, Dirk braving the leaf blowers there at Martin Stadium. Andiel, if there was ever a week that Oregon needed a bye, it's got to be this week, because they're nursing some bumps and bruises, mainly Kenyon Barner after he spent the night in the hospital.
It's the perfect time to get everybody healed up, get ready for the rest of the season. It couldn't have come at a better time.
Well, as you take another look at this hit, kind of hard to believe that he got up and walked away from this and got on the stretcher by itself, right?
It shows such tremendous character and will to fight to survive. It's a dog-eat-dog mentality, and he has it.
Now, Darren Thomas said he could have played. They didn't really need him, though.
Oregon has so much depth on the team, on offense and defense. Anyone can play at this level.
And we see some shots of the defense here. Cougars, though, did gas that Oregon D a little bit. They put up over 300 yards of offense.
Well, you can put up as much offense as you want, but if you can't score in the second half, there's no game winning.
And Oregon defense certainly has been a second-half team. Well, the Beavers now move forward with the possibility that James Rogers has played his last game in an Oregon State uniform this season, but still remain optimistic. Still to come on Inside the Pac. We'll go back to Tucson, where OSU grabbed its 5th straight win at Arizona Stadium, and it came in clutch fashion.
They're the #9 team in the country, second-ranked defense, had a good, efficient offense. This is big time, so looking to keep this going.
The latest AP Top 25, the 2010 Rose Bowl field is at 1-2. Ohio State #1, but just 26 points ahead of Oregon at 2. The Ducks picking up first place votes by the number 15. The Buckeyes with 34. Boise State grabs 3 #1 votes. Should make that 8. TCU at 4, Nebraska at 5. The next Pac-10 team we see is Stanford at 14. Arizona down to 17. The Beavers ranked again at number 24. A rough Saturday in the Pac-10 left the Beavers watching their all-time leader in all-purpose yards hobbling to the bus on crutches. But despite the loss of James Rogers, Oregon State clutched up and dumped the #9 team in the country.
I'm just really excited about this win, and I thought last week's win was a good win, and I think this one on top of it is really good. And so now we get ready for another big game in our conference, and they'll probably all be like this.
They're the #9 team in the country, second-ranked defense, had a good, efficient offense. This is big time, so looking to keep this going.
Even if we didn't win those games, of course we wanted to, but that was going to be able to prepare us for some big-time games that came down in our conference, and we can really walk into any big game and understand that we've been here before, so let's execute.
So now Oregon State, the other unbeaten team in the conference, at 2-0, but it looks like they will have to go without James Rogers, and it starts Saturday against Washington in Seattle.
Yeah, I think that we've seen the last couple of weeks that Cats can certainly find other guys to find. If it's Halahouni, if it's Wheaton, if it's Jordan Bishop had a big game too. Other guys to get the ball around to.
Your thoughts on this hit, Andiel? James Rogers 5 yards into the end zone. Adam Hall takes him down, tears his knee.
It's a big blow for Oregon State. You hate to see a guy, even for the opponent, you hate to see him go down like that. But Oregon State has a tough time to rally back.
You think maybe Hall should have left him alone on that play, though?
He probably should have.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's hard to say in hindsight.
Well, and the Beavers, though, with plenty of weapons, we see Marcus Wheaton there with the big catch. We're just about to wrap up this edition of Inside the Pac, but when we return, our shining stars of the weekend, Saturday Scholars, are coming up. Saturday Scholar Time. Nick, we start with you.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to Cats, completing 30 of 42 passes, nearly 400 yards at Arizona. 57th Beaver quarterback in history to throw for more than 350 in one game. Andy, what you got?
My scholar goes to Jeff Mail, the former defensive back, now one of the top receivers in the Pac-10. Had 10 catches for 119 yards and a touchdown. Always one of the toughest.
Great transformation from defense to offense there. Our last scholar belongs to Andrew Luck. Keeps raising that NFL stock. 20 of 24 passing against USC, 285 yards and 3 touchdowns through the air. Now, before we go, we have a little presentation here. Disney Gospel Choir Fest. Andiel Brown, you're the director. You guys won the national championship back in Orlando.
Yeah, it was a great time. You know, our motto has been win the day ever since I joined the football team, and we've carried it over to the gospel program.
Well, you won the day in Orlando and made a lot of people back here in the Willamette Valley happy. All right, before we go, we'll look at next week. Next week, the Beavers in Seattle will also check in with the Ducks on a bye week. So long, everybody.